I call the honourable member Tim McIndoe.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm wearing a gerbera, which is a symbol of Arthritis New Zealand, to acknowledge and celebrate the organisation's wonderful work with the many New Zealanders living with that debilitating and often painful condition. I also want to acknowledge those who are out collecting in their annual appeal this week in many parts of the country in pretty inclement conditions. And I'm always so proud of the generosity of New Zealanders in responding to such good causes. Mr Speaker, I'm also very proud to be a member of a government that is doing such a good job focusing on the challenges and the issues that matter to New Zealanders and succeeding. One of the 4 key planks of our current term of office, as was mentioned by the Honourable Joe Goodhue, is delivering better public services. That's because New Zealanders want their government to spend their hard-earned tax dollars wisely, and they deserve to see positive results for that expenditure. We've been through very challenging times since the recession hit at the end of 2007, and our government has had to make many tough decisions to get public spending under control and the government's books back into surplus. We're succeeding, and that's a remarkable achievement that's earned admiration from Standard & Poor's, the IMF, and many governments that look on New Zealand with great envy. Members opposite love to talk of cuts. Frequently they make them up because the facts don't support the story they're trying to tell. In fact, their constant misrepresentation of the government's fiscal strategy and significant progress is a major reason for their failure to connect with the electorate at large or to persuade the public to accept their attempts to rewrite history. My constituents in Hamilton West know we've had to get government spending under control after the reckless approach that we inherited at the end of 2008. And they understand that we're following a program to attract investment in our economy and job creation. They're unimpressed by the constant opposition of Labor and Green MPs to the many options that we're suggesting to create new job opportunities and investment in this country. These are the facts, Mr Speaker, and they demonstrate that our plan is getting results because the economy is growing, wages are increasing, interest rates are at record lows. More than 65,000 jobs have been created in the past 2 years, and our unemployment rate is lower than that of most developed countries. Business confidence is the highest it's been this century, and our manufacturing sector has grown 9.2% since 2009, an amazing turnaround from just a year before when Labor was in office, and it plummeted. Our fiscal outlook has improved markedly. Our management of the economy is sound. We are on track to surplus in 2014-15, and we'll be one of the few countries in the world that will be not increasing public debt at that point. At the start of this term of government, the Prime Minister set some very ambitious targets for those who are delivering better public services in our country. That's because we are an ambitious government and because New Zealanders want to see better outcomes across health, education, social welfare, our criminal justice system and elsewhere. And in every one of those areas, we are delivering. The recent results are very good. Mr Speaker, let's consider some of the results. We've committed to reducing child abuse and neglect in New Zealand because it's a tragic blight on our society. In the year to March 2013, we've seen a 3.5% reduction in the number of New Zealand children experiencing substantiated physical abuse. It's still a major challenge, and I'm absolutely committed to the Children's Action Plan which Paula Bennett has rolled out because it will deliver further gains and further safety for our children in this country. Our crime rate is the lowest it's been for 30 years, and our police are doing a superb job. 30 years! The police do a superb job on the front line. Most encouragingly, youth crime has fallen by 19% in just 2 years. We've already exceeded the better public services target. As a political candidate and latterly as an MP, I hammered the need for a much greater focus on rehabilitating those who are already in our criminal justice system, because there's no point in incarcerating offenders at great expense to taxpayers if we do nothing to reduce the likelihood of their reoffending on release. So that's why I warmly welcome a raft of initiatives that we've seen in recent months from the Honourable Anne Tolley. We've seen a new nationwide reintegration program called Out of Gate, which will deliver fantastic services to those who are on the point of being released. It's a fantastic initiative. I really commend it. It will ensure that they have much greater options to get a job at that crucial time just before they're released when they could be at risk of reoffending. We have seen that there are fewer victims of crime and further reductions in reoffending rates as a result of the new education strategies that's being rolled out for prisoners. The majority of prisoners can't read or write properly. This is a serious driver of crime. That's why we're tackling the problem. It is working.
I recognise the Honourable Ruth Dyson.
Thank you very much. Well, I'd be very disappointed if you didn't, Mr. Speaker. It's a real pleasure to talk in this debate this afternoon, but the subject I'm really disappointed in. I haven't seen very often in this Parliament the inconsistency